welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about boys. Yes. While we do so, I figured I might as well bake a cake because I like cake. It's that simple. Today we are going to be talking about boys and breakups and how you can get over a breakup fast. Needless to say, I like to consider myself an expert in this area of getting over boys because, well, let's get started. Let's start with the ingredients for this cake. We have our ingredients. We are going to be making one of those, I don't know what to call them, but it's one of those like white cakes with like fruit, strawberries, slices in the middle, that kind of cake. Anyways, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start by mixing these cake mixes up. Yeah, you'll see. It'll turn out cute. And we're also gonna be a little fancy. We're gonna make our own spread. What's it called? Frosting. We're gonna be making our own frosting. It's gonna be like whipped cream, kind of, that jazz. But yes, okay, now I need a bowl. Okay, so good thing I started looking in advance because I got the bowl, but we only have one pan that's a decent size for this double layer cake we're trying to go for. This baking process is gonna take a lot longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I have the whole day. Let's get started. I'm not gonna go through the basic instructions of how to make these box cakes because, well, it's a box cake. It's not too difficult. But let's start talking about boys. You might be asking, what are her credentials? How is she qualified to talk about this? And, you know, I ask myself that every day because I find myself in boy situations at least once a year, you know? But that being said, if you're my ex or ex-fling and you're watching this, why? If you're a future potential fling and you're watching this, hi, how are ya? When it comes to boys and relationships, and I can't think and do this at the same time, but I'm gonna try to. Yeah, breakups suck. Breakups suck, but there is a way to get over them quickly, and I feel like I should share that with the world. First tip. Block him on everything. Block him. And you're like, why? Like, isn't it the person who blocks them like the loser of the relationship? And while you might be thinking that, what you should be thinking more about and be more concerned about is you getting over this person as fast as possible, because no one wants to sit around in pain, okay? And just wondering, oh, what if? No. We are not here for that. You should not be putting up with that, okay? So block him. Block him on Instagram, on Snapchat, Twitter. Fuck. Block him on Venmo too, because that one also hurts ya. But what I found is that it takes a strong woman to be friends with her ex. It takes an even stronger woman to block their ex. Because, listen, here's the logic here. You're gonna stalk them and try to see what they're up to. Don't lie to me. I know you will. You will try to see what they're up to, who they're hanging out with, if the new girl's prettier than you, and like, you do not need to be doing that to yourself. That is not helpful whatsoever to the process of getting over your ex. So block him. Block him on every social media platform. But here's the thing. Keep one so that if an emergency happens, he can contact you. And by one, I mean you can save his number, just his number. Everything else, unfollow, block, you name it. Here's the other part. Because if you block them, this does one of two things. One, I need eggs. One, if you block them, you can't figure out what they're up to. And therefore, you don't have to have FOMO or like wonder like, oh, well. Like, that's the first step. Second step, the second part, not step, is when you block them, they won't know what you're up to. And that kind of drives them crazy. So it's a win-win. You're just this mysterious, like, I'm living my best life, but he doesn't know it. And they're sitting there like, well, why did she block me? What is she up to? Maybe she's trying to hide something. Is there a new person in their life? Like, you know, it's a mental thing. Trust me, the first step to getting over someone like that, blocking them. Easy, simple, first step's done. Now you start kicking ass in other aspects of your life, you know. Yes, ma'am. Let me just get these egg yolks done and then we'll get back to the conversation. Yolks. Nasty. So, you've blocked him. That's your first step. You got that done. I'm proud of you. Now you're ready to really get over it. And it takes time. Every breakup is hard. Some are harder than others. We must learn to grow from each one. I didn't heat the oven. Okay, hold on. Now that you've blocked him and you're ready to get over it as soon as possible, you have to delete all of your photos with them. Because trust me, it just works. You'll find yourself going through your Snapchat memories or your Instagram archive, all that bullshit. And then you'll find yourself being sad. You don't want to be sad, that's why you're watching this video. You want to get over it. So, delete that shit. I watched a TED Talk video that I'll link below that kind of explains the whole like mental process of getting over a breakup, but that was on there. And I get it. Some of you probably had really good memories with your ex and you want to cherish them. If that's the case and you can't bear to delete those photos, videos, get a flash drive, put it on the flash drive or put it on your computer. Put it somewhere where if you're aimlessly scrolling, you won't accidentally run into it because you know where it's supposed to be. Don't leave it in your camera roll because you'll probably scroll through your camera roll and then see it and be like, ooh, like, no. Get it out of your camera roll, and if you're really over it, delete it. Just trust me. It's just a reminder of what was, and we're focusing on what can be. We're focusing on now. That's it. Nice. Okay, next tip while we wait for the oven to preheat. You've blocked him. You deleted all your photos and memories, and now it's time for the transformation. After every breakup, I feel like girls just want to change up their image. At least that's what I do. And it works for me to an extent. Give yourself a week. I have this 1 week rule where if I think about doing something drastic with my life and I'm not 100% sure on it, I give myself a week before I actually follow through with it. So if on a Monday I want to bleach my hair platinum blonde, then I decide, okay, the next Monday I will reassess my desire. And if throughout the whole week I'm like, I really want to dye my hair platinum blonde, like I think this would be dope, then chances are on that next Monday I decide to dye my hair platinum blonde. Now I haven't done that, I have not. But what I have done is dye my hair, and this is nothing new for me. So I suggest if you're thinking about doing anything super drastic after a breakup, that you just give yourself a week before you do it. Now, however, changing up your look can help you get over a breakup. For example, if when you were with your significant other, they didn't like some clothes that you wore, or the way you styled your hair, or the type of makeup you wore. If they discouraged you from looking a certain type of way, what's stopping you from doing that now? Do what you want. Just also think about it before, like I said, don't get bangs right after a breakup because, well, we all know that people regret their bangs. Just keep that in mind. Like if you're gonna do something, give yourself a week and make sure that you're doing it because it'll make you happy. Just got a breeze on my butt. And I'm gonna talk over the fan, so if you hear it, I'm sorry, but just gotta keep it rolling. Another thing that can help you glow up, start picking up new hobbies. This does two things for you. It distracts you from the fact that you are now single, and it also keeps you productive. those are both great things. For example, some people really like to pick up working out. I did that because I don't like crying, I just don't. And so I like to work out instead because that releases all of the feelings and emotions that I'm having, and it just makes me feel a lot better. It's a win-win. Some other things you could do are art, you could write poetry, you could make YouTube videos, anything that will distract you from what's currently going on. So get a hobby, bake a breakup cake, I don't know. What other advice do I have? I just have so much information. There we go. So I'm just gonna, do I need to grease this? I'm not gonna grease it because it's a non-stick pan. I'm just gonna savage. Pour this into our pan. It'll be fine. I scared my dogs. Okay. This can go in the oven. I hid the oven, I left pans in there. Damn it! Oh my god. Oh god. Well, that just ruined all the heat built up in there. Oh well. Okay, so this next tip is just something that I personally do because, well, it helps me. But it's taking back meanings, some of your favorite locations that you used to go to together. Maybe instead of trying to make that like a place that you avoid, try taking some of your best friends there and you guys make new memories there. Or if you guys had a special song, like listen to that song in a different situation and maybe it'll help you kind of overwrite the memories that you associate with those certain things. That's kind of the point of what I'm trying to say. It's like you're trying to take back the meaning of something that was once like just mutually shared between you two. I just realized I never set a timer on this thing. So we're gonna go for about, we'll go 25 minutes. We'll start there. And then we'll see how it looks during that time. Next thing that we could talk about when it comes to breakups. You have to really assess the situation for what it was. A lot of the times breakups end mutually, and a lot of the times they don't. You know what I'm saying? The main thing to take away from a relationship are the lessons that you've learned. Look at the situation in a way that helps you get over it faster. If they've cheated on you, then use that emotion, and rather than turning it into self-pity or like the why wasn't I good enough attitude, turn it into the attitude of like, what the f***? Like they're an asshole for that. You know what I mean? You have to stop focusing on the sad part of the breakup and focus on getting as far away from that person as possible, especially if it ended up being toxic. Not a lot of people are friends with their exes. I, for one, do not like to be friends with my exes. For whatever reason, I look at the situation and whatever negative part caused us to break up, I focus on that and I take that into my next relationship so that I can avoid making the same mistake. One of my biggest tips that I tell my friends when they're considering getting back with their ex is to not. The way I see it is that they're an ex for a reason. For whatever reason that you guys didn't work out in the first place, there's no guarantee that that won't come up again. So maybe you didn't like their attitude or they didn't like the way you treated them. That attitude and that personality trait is just not going to change no matter how hard you hope for it. And a lot of the reason why I tell people to block their ex is because they just want attention. You guys broke up, and especially if they broke up with you and they're still trying to talk to you, they haven't coped with the fact that they don't have constant attention anymore. Because when you're in a relationship, for the most part, you guys talk every day. The fact that that's gone for them is so hard to quickly adapt to like that. So they want to keep talking to you, but simultaneously, they're going to start talking to other people. And if you keep talking to them, but they're also talking to other people, that's not okay. I almost put my elbow in the whisk. And they're just banking on your good heart and your kind will to feed them that attention because that's what they want. It's really just a matter of making sure that they don't have that power over you anymore. If they really wanted to change and be better for you, then they would have done that before you guys broke up. They need time to work on themselves and become a better person before they go into another relationship. Unless they're toxic and they just jump from one carriage to another. Like, if they're toxic, you shouldn't be talking to them at all, because toxic people f***ing suck. Let me just tell you. You don't want to be around someone who's just a self-pitier. You need to be around people that are going to build you into the person you want to be. Carrying around your ex on your back is not gonna do that, because your ex is your ex for a reason, and you have to remember that. Someone who just wants attention and wants to pity themselves will literally sit back, not change, and just let you baby them and rub their feet. Like, that's the kind of attitude they have. An ex, right after a breakup, like even a month or two after a breakup, has not had enough time to change. It is more likely than not that that person who you just broke up with will still bring issues with them that you two had while you two were together. And if you ever want them to have hope of becoming a better person, you have to let them do it on their own, because you're not gonna help them at all. There is the saying of take the higher road, you know? Take the higher road when it comes to a breakup. Don't try to throw it in their face that you've moved on already, or that you're becoming this better person, as much as you want to, because I know it is very tempting to be like, yes, I've moved on. Like, I know it's tempting and you really want to do that because maybe they hurt you, or you just have that desire to be better than your ex, which everyone does, okay? Everyone does. But you want to take the higher road. If you start talking to someone, don't try and post it on social media immediately. It shows that you're a little bit insecure about your breakup and you're trying to cover it up by forcing the fact that you're happy now. And you can't force the fact that you're happy, because, you know, breakups are hard. And sometimes a few days, weeks after, you're upset. You're allowed to be upset. But if you take my advice, always remember that you wouldn't want them to treat you like that. And that kind of goes with my moral philosophy of treat others how you want to be treated. You wouldn't want your ex throwing in your face the fact that he's with a new girl, or he's going and doing all this fun stuff without you now. And that's part of why you want to block them, and part of why you want to conceal what you're doing, because it prevents them from being hurt in the way that they may have hurt you. You want to take into account how they're probably feeling. If you're posting something to intentionally hurt your ex, then it comes down to, what does that say about you as a person if you're wishing pain on someone who you previously cared so much about? Don't do things that are petty to show that you're getting over things quicker than they are. Because the way you can look at it is, if you're doing something petty to make them feel shitty, then you in turn will probably be feeling shitty because you want them to share that emotion with you. And that's not gonna help you get over it fast. We're trying to get over this relationship fast. We're trying to forget it completely. And also keep that in mind if they're posting something to hurt you. This has happened to me before, where they like an old photo of mine. Then that in turn causes me to want to go look at their account and see what they've been up to. And by doing that, I just get my feelings hurt. If they're intentionally posting something to hurt you, why should you let it? If they're willing to hurt you after you've already broken up, why should it hurt you? Because that just proves that they're the terrible person. They weren't worth your time in the first place. It might turn dark before I'm able to finish this outro, and it might be even the next day before I finish this cake. So I'm gonna do this outro now. I wanna thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're going through a breakup right now, just know that with time, it gets better. It gets easier. And my cake might be done. More crispy. Smells like cake. Okay. It is the next day. As you can tell by how tired I look, my apparel, and the fact that the lighting has probably changed. We still have to finish this cake. I need to look up a recipe on how to make whipped cream. Ooh. I'm gonna wash my hands before I manhandle this cake. Nice. That there. Okay, we're gonna zoom the camera out a little bit. Ow! Ooh, that was a clump that just... I think I just needed that much. That's a lot. I finished it. So my SD card ran out of space, and so I just finished it off camera. But wow, would you look at that? Don't look at the fact that I already ate a slice out of it. But yes, so that's me baking a cake and talking about how to get over a breakup. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope you guys are having a safe, fun, amazing quarantine. And if you're watching this right after a breakup, I'm sorry. It gets better. Anyways, love you guys.